Hey everybody, thanks for checking out an episode of Beers by the Ivy. I've been on a little bit of hiatus in terms of long form content because I'm just moved to Chicago, so now I'm officially here, which is great. Sears Towers in the background, which is just unbelievable, dream come true for me personally, and can't wait to really build year two of Beers by the Ivy, in Chicago itself. So it's gonna be unbelievable. Met a lot of people on the streets over the last couple of days when I was just been wearing my merch. You can check out the links below if you want to support. Best thing you can do also is just subscribe because it's free. If you've been a listener and you want to get a free sticker, I've not forgotten about that. I got to figure out what sticker machine I got to order, and then I'm sending out stickers. So you can check out the links below, get a free Beers by the Ivy sticker. But yeah, once again, really appreciate the support. And if you're new here and I met you on the street this weekend, then I appreciate you actually checking out the podcast. Yeah, really excited for you to be here. Comment, like, share, subscribe. That'd be amazing for me. All right, let's jump into it. I'm going to talk about the Masters, and then I'm going to jump into some Cubs at the end. And just overall, Beers by the Ivy year two. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this in terms of the daily type uploads. I would like to do a morning radio show each day. So just kind of figuring out how I'm going to do that with my real job going on and just the different things I have in my life. But I think that's going to be a top priority this year is really kicking butt for Beers by the Ivy. Can't wait for it to kind of get going here. But yeah, Masters. Wow. One of the reasons I started a sports channel / company was so I could cover the Masters. There's something about that tournament where the history and the fear tolerance and the pressure and people stepping up and chasing their dreams, the emotions, the crowds, how beautiful the course is. I mean, it's just it's a spectacle. I grew up in Indianapolis, and for the folks who don't know, the Indy 500 kind of has that same spectacle of racing, and this is the spectacle of golf. I think it's the parent of it's the major dog, right, of the PGA / golf calendar year, even compared to the other majors. I mean, I think the only one that's even ever comes close is maybe the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach. Other than that, I mean, the Masters is just holy cow. And I was rooting for Rory. I made a lot of different shorts on him, just because I was like, man, this has got to be his year. This has got to be his time. And for two reasons, I was rooting for him for two reasons. Number one was that he struggled at Augusta, and we saw it. We saw it a young, part in his youngish career, right, in his early days. And then he essentially was off the map for many of years. And he kind of came back in the fold the last couple of years and had success at Augusta, but then he fell apart on the main stage. And that was just hard to see, right? That's hard to see. So then him triumphing that, overcoming that adversity, pushing, his fear tolerance away and really stepping up and making some shots that take stones. I mean, I love to see that stuff. I always think Augusta, I mean, you got to almost shoot minus 14. I know he shot, minus 11 this year, won it. But, you almost got to target that minus 14. And then you got to, I mean, there's only a few players in the history of Augusta that go, drive, fairway, green. Scotty Scheffler, Jack Nicklaus. I mean, that's about it. Most other people, of 18 holes, they're gonna put at least 5 into the trees, and apologize. And what can you do once you're in the trees? Can you make an immaculate shot? Can you step up and overcome some mistakes? It's so required to win the Masters, and we saw that on display with Rory. That shot of the trees. Oh, gosh, I'm spacing, but I think that was on hole 15 maybe. Yeah, he got a birdie on 15. Yeah, hole 15. I mean, just unbelievable character, golf character. Right, we talk a lot about in football, football character. Man, a lot of golf character today. To see the emotion too when he won, just I'm getting teary-eyed just talking about it. I love and root for people, and I love to see the people embrace challenge and overcome that and get to the finish line and be a champion. And that's why I think Augusta's so special. And us golf fans, there's nothing better when you look at the board and you're just going into Sunday, you're like, there's a couple guys that can win here. There's a couple guys that can win here. All right, I'm going to talk about that more in a second. But the other reason I liked Rory was that he stood his ground against Liv, and then the PGA obviously backstabbed him. And I think that was just ethically awesome of him to be the vocal leader for the PGA and not take the Liv money and and stay true to golf's history, which is, the PGA. And you can make the argument, well, the PGA's ran like a bunch of idiots, and there's no reason that the people shouldn't go to live. I got you on that one. I understand, but I think there's something to say about the guy who, was, pretty much in his prime, if not maybe a little over his prime, but he's the one staying his ground for the PGA. And so that's why I really wanted this for him. Let's talk about, just Rory, congratulations. So well deserved. Just so damn happy for you, brother. Congratulations. DeChambeau, obviously, there's a lot of people I saw in the comments of my TikToks. They were saying, DeChambeau's going to win. And we kind of saw that roller coaster with him, right? He, talked a big game when he first was in joined the PGA, that he was going to, break course records at the Masters because he could drive it so far. And then that didn't work out. Then he got fat, and that didn't work out. Then he's skinny, and now he's kind of cool again. He's kind of a loser in terms of this weird geek guy, and now people like the geekness. It's like, oh, he's a savant of golf now, which is cool. Like I don't not like DeChambeau. I'm cool with him. I like him. But we saw that how hard it is to win at Augusta. So hard. And the one thing I think about winning at Augusta, not that I know anything about winning at Augusta, but I just think in the back of my brain, I'm like, it has to be on autopilot. The pressure in the moment is so intense that you really need to get to a point where where the ball needs to go, and you're not like calculating angles or anything. It's I play guitar, and that's the other side of my media company that I'm working on launching again, like more seriously. And when I write music, I write the words, and then I write the guitar part that follows the words. Like it kind of goes together, And when I'm playing the songs for the first time, like all together with the words and the music, like I'm not on autopilot. And if I play my older songs, I'm on autopilot. And there's just a huge difference in the performance quality of when I play my music, is if I really understand and know how to play those songs, literally where I could like talk, I can sing, play guitar, and think about something completely irrelevant, like what I'm going to eat for lunch. Like that's autopilot. And I think that's where you need to get to. So I always wonder, does he overthink things? If so, that's my one knock on DeChambeau. But once again, I think he will eventually win just because he's a good player, and we know that his work ethic is machine-like. That's without a doubt. What's he after round 3? He's out there till it's like 10 p.m. on the range, dude. Like that's some intense stuff, right? That's freaking awesome. Justin Rose. Wow, dude, Justin Rose almost stole that one. He almost stole it. He's a good dude. Justin Rose is a good freaking dude, man. Humble, down to earth, great etiquette. I always he misses that putt, pretty much, making him finish second for the third time. Can you believe that? He's gotten, I believe this is right, he's gotten second 3 times at Augusta. He misses that putt in the playoffs, and then he has the common courtesy to say, hey, let me finish this, Rory, and then you step in and knock your putt in. And he had a great interview after, too. So, yeah, just a sneaky, competitive player. I think he shot 66 the last round. He wasn't even, on the leaderboard to start the day. He wasn't even on the leaderboard. And he's just out there competing. So, Justin Rose, shout out you. Congratulations on your success as well. Patrick Reed, sneaky round up there. Scotty Scheffler, sneaky round up there. But, it's so funny. Everyone always talks about golf. They're like, we got to grow the game. Is this good for the game? Is this good for the game? And the truth is golf can only grow so much. It's not football. It's not basketball. It's a limited sport. It takes real estate. It takes money to play. There's a cost going into it. It's like skiing, right? But I think this Master Sunday, golf fans needed it because the sport itself is kind of broken. I went to the Scottsdale Waste Management Open, and it totally sucked. It was brutal. There's 3 guys I knew, and I own a sports freaking podcast, and I knew like 5 guys, because most of the guys are at Live, or some of the guys don't even play all the tournaments, right? So golf needed that, where you have all the main players on the stage, and especially without Tiger, because Tiger still has the Tiger Woods effect, where if he's playing, then all is good, because it doesn't matter. He can shoot +3. People like me are still going to watch every single shot because it's Tiger Woods, and we know the clock is ticking. And so you gotta check out Tiger. So without Tiger, and the PGA getting split up, and Live being over there, and PGA events being now super boring, and Live events are kind of like more in with like the younger generation. That was another thing that really made me mad about going to a golf event, is like having to like be quiet all the time and just be like stopped by the rope people in ways that you're just like, they're not even close to us. Like they won't be they will not be at the spot. They're walking. They just hit their driver. Like they will not be near the green for at least 8 minutes. Like walking off the green, at least 8 minutes. So why are we blocking? And allegedly Live is like pretty fun to be at. So, all right, now I'm ranting, but bottom line is, yeah, good for golf. Great day, Augusta looks so incredible, and shout out Rory McIlroy, and also just shout out Justin Rose for incredible fight, effort, and focus all around. Cool. All right, let's jump into the Cubs once again. Beers by the Ivy. We mainly focus on college football and Chicago Cubs, and then mainly, and then a little bit like random things like sports, like the Masters. But yeah, Chicago Cubs, man, they are hot. They are on fire, and they have a ridiculous April. All right, they just beat the Dodgers 4-2, catching some of that game. PCA 2 home runs. But the best thing about this Cubs team feels different. The last 2 years, we had baseball millionaire guys who were like, "Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Not gonna compete. Not even gonna get mad at myself for being absolutely terrible." My coaching staff, weirdly like lackadaisical. "Oh, we're the Chicago Cubs." Like, dude, yeah, we're the Chicago Cubs. We are the Chicago Cubs. Greatest city in the world, guys. Chicago. Literally, greatest city in the world. Come visit. Lake, Chicago Cubs, clean, good bang for the buck, though expensive. People complain, but compared to other places, size-wise, like square footage, really good bang for the buck. River, amazing restaurants, everything's walkable. There's a train, great people, Midwest, good vibe. You can talk to anyone on the street. You can make friends instantly if you're just open your mouth and willing to say hi to someone. So Chicago Cubs should be incredible, and it's good to see them actually competing. It's the same guys plus Tucker, and I just feel like for some reason we're attacking the plate. I mean, everybody is hitting, and I absolutely love that. Everyone is hitting, everyone is attacking the plate, and that is exactly what we needed, and we did not have that last year. I mean, I even like the fact we got Justin Turner in there, shaking things up. Michael Bush, big ass weekend, incredible. Dansby Swanson, major hits over the last few games, awesome. Nico Horner, big hit, I think it was today. Great, love it, absolutely love it, and that's what we need to do. Continually attack the plate, hunt for pitches, attack the plate, play with that competitive edge, because we've always been good in the outfield. We got like 75 Gold Glovers out there, and it doesn't mean anything if we can't be at the plate, if we can't bat. So getting these guys to bat, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Carson Kelly, he's had a pretty good April. I love it. All right, let's talk about I haven't talked about the Cubs in so many weeks, so I'm kind of going back and forth here. But let's talk about Kyle Tucker. Yeah, you sign him. You sign him early. Sign him before June. Just sign him. Get your future. Go. Sign him. Pay him. Go. People are going to push back and say, well, he's never really put together a full season. The guy's incredible. The guy's a great baseball player. We need that. He fits. He looks good in the Cubs uniform. We need a cornerstone culture piece. He's it. We don't have Rizzo anymore. Get him. You had him. You had PCA. Boom. That's the future. Let's roll. All right. Another thing. Matt Shaw, third baseman. He's fine. He's young. He's a rookie. We don't have anyone else. Everyone stop complaining about him. Yeah, he's batting like nothing. He's like 0.000 on batting average. Who cares? He's playing tough. He's had many good scoops on third baseline. All right? Give the kid a shot. It doesn't matter. We're not going to lose because of Matt Shaw. He's going to play solid defense. Yeah, he's not going to get all the hits in the world, but it doesn't matter. It's all about getting ready for the end of the season. So keep him in there, Council. Don't mess that up. Keep him in there. All right? That's my Cubs rants. Big couple games here for us. Just beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. Incredible. Then we go to the Padres away. And then we come back home against the Diamondbacks. We've already played. And we have a homestand against the Diamondbacks. Homestand against the Dodgers. Homestand against the Phillies. And then we're on the road to the Pirates. That is an absolute tough stretch. So once again, we keep our heads up. We fight. We compete at the plate. That's what we need to do. All right? Last thing. Justin Steele, allegedly out for the season. I saw something on Twitter. I didn't see it from the Cubs organization. But I did see someone post that he's out for the season, so I got to double check on that. That's our ace. Maybe our second ace with Shota out for the season. Wow. All right. That's terrible. We'll be back for the playoffs. That's what I really care about. I think the Cubs will make the playoffs. So will he be back to playoffs, or is he out for the season? I don't have that info, but that's not good. And now we're looking at potentially maybe having to make a move because we traded Wininski for Tucker. He was part of that deal. So now we're short some young arms. So who we're going to get outside the organization, because we know the weakest part of this entire Cubs team is the bullpen, because the bullpen's been the weakest part of the Cubs team for the last 3 freaking years, and we still haven't fixed it. We keep trying to do with all these older guys, but where's the young cats? All right, that's a rant. Let's jump into just a couple of things here too. Let's talk about the NHL playoffs. I'm going to pull up the playoff window here. I think it's got to be finalized. Yeah, is this it? One second here. Let me just sing it away. Sing it away. Oh, yeah, I got to talk about Ovechkin. The fact that Ovechkin broke that record is unheard of. I mean, to break that record, like, I grew up as a kid playing the sport of hockey. Like, that was my childhood. And to break that record was, like, unbreakable. Like, that record was, like, who would ever score that many goals? And how are you going to score that many goals with, like, the pads and the goalies becoming so athletic? I mean, the goalie pads have grown so big compared to when Gretzky played. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, the goalies got very, very good, like, around, like, 2008. Like, they became, like, better than the shooters. And now, somehow, like, shooters are now better than the goalies again, which is just absolutely nuts. Because, like, maybe stick technology. But for him to run, like, 20-plus years of great hockey, scoring, like, almost 50 goals a season is unbelievable. And I don't even know how old the guy is. Like, I don't think people actually know how old Ovechkin is, because some of those Russian dudes, like, their, like, birth is, like, lied about coming into the NFL draft or NHL draft. So, like, I think he's 39, but he could be, like, he could be a little older than 39. I mean, maybe he's younger, but I'm, like, I think that's a thing. Like, someone can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure, like, some of these Russian guys, like, their age, like, isn't always known when they come into the NHL draft. So, I mean, that is just unbelievable. Celebrations, too. And I grew up a Penguins fan, so I was rooting against Ovi, like, my entire life. But the one thing I loved about Ovi was that he celebrated every goal like it was the last one he would ever score. And that was something that was not, when he first came into the NHL, that was not necessarily normal, to be the guy skating over and jumping on the glass. Normally it's you raise your stick, you get in the huddle, and everyone says good job. But to be the guy, like, sliding on the ice and really celebrating, unbelievable. I love that. Such a good new hockey tradition that he's pretty much developed. Also, that guy can hit. Ovechkin's one of the best forward hitters that's ever played. I'm pretty sure he's, like, in the 3rd all-time in NHL hits. So shout out Ovi. Unbelievable. Way to go. All right, let's talk about the NHL playoffs real quick. Okay. We got the Jets versus the Blues. Shout out the Blues being in there. That was a great fight, great turnaround for that program, that team to go back and make the playoffs. Very impressive. Dallas Avalanche. Oh, gosh, that's a good series. Here we go. Knights versus the Wild. Can the Wild finally get something done? Marc-Andre Fleury is my favorite. He's my favorite, I think, athlete of all time. Yeah, I think he is. He's definitely my favorite hockey player of all time. He's the only reason I am a Penguins fan. It's because of Marc-Andre Fleury, because they drafted him and I just liked him, and then they got everyone else and they essentially got lucky. But yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury, Kings being in the playoffs again, you gotta love that, dude. Kings hockey incredible in LA, and then the Oilers, Kings versus Oilers. Holy cow, Connor McDavid, here we come. Maple Leafs, Senators. That's a great series for Canada. No idea who's gonna win that. Most likely the Leafs. And we got the Florida series, which is unbelievable. You got to love this. You got Canada series. You got Florida series. Tampa Bay versus the Panthers. Tampa Bay has one of the best fan bases in all the NHL. Tampa Bay fans are great fans, and their hockey history, I know they just won 2 cups. One was during COVID. The other one, they essentially had Kucherov come back, who didn't play all season, so they're over the cap, which is totally nonsense because my Penguins did back-to-back without any loopholes of COVID and without loopholes of cap injuries. But, sorry if you're a Tampa Bay fan. I just got to say that. But, yeah, Tampa Bay fans are freaking awesome, and they have great legacy going back to, Le Cavalier and Martin St. Louis. Some awesome guys there. Caps, cannot believe the Capitals have never been bad. Penguins are now terrible. The Capitals have never been bad. They are the best ran organization in the NHL. They're like, for non-hockey fans, they're like the Patriot dynasty. The Capitals, like in terms of like they're always good. They always won the division. They didn't win a lot of cups because like my Penguins beat their ass, and the Bruins beat them. But man, they are always reload and are always good. Caps, Canadians, and then Hurricanes in New Jersey. Wow, I don't even know who to pick, but. NHL playoffs, some of the best sporting events, around, absolutely around. All right, we'll talk about NBA next time too. But yeah, I'm essentially rambling at this point. But I just really appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for talking. Thanks for hanging out. It's really exciting to get Beers by Ivy going. Get back in my studio. Get back in my normal audio equipment and my normal stuff. And really excited for year 2. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out the links below if you want to support. Get a hat, get a shirt. Love for that. It comes with a note. I essentially write a handwritten thank you note with it. But you can get a free sticker below as well. If you want to sponsor the channel, you can also jump on. I actually told people that if you just want to come on and talk about your team, and you just want to be, come on the channel and talk with me about whatever team you want, I'm all for it. You can literally just comment and I'll read it and I'll get your contact info. We can talk offline. I got another one where I met a guy who owns a plumbing company here, and I was like, just come on, Beers by the Ivy. We'll talk about Cubs. So that video is gonna get posted here soon too. So yeah, guys, really appreciate it. We'll talk soon. All right, thanks.